Bonjour. 1st of September. Let's get straight into it. So I want to see what is on the main collective's mind right now. Main collective, what is on your mind currently? What's stirring? What is on the main collective's mind currently, please? One more. Two more then. With expecting on the bottom. Okay. Alright, so we've got cleanse and clear, root chakra, blast from the past, avoidant, fertility. This is a big top row. Home and denial. Okay. So there's a surprise to no one, there's someone on your mind from the past that you're really nostalgic about at the moment, someone that you feel could be an avoidant type person that you had a deep connection with, someone you might have shared a pregnancy with, which is interesting because you do have expecting on the bottom. So children with this person could be quite an important detail for this reading, to tie you to this reading. But this is someone that you really saw as being your home, your forever home, someone that you were going to share your whole life with, that had the key to your heart. But with this denial at the end, I'm really seeing that as you feel sometimes like you're in denial about the reality of the situation. So you try very hard to clear and cleanse your space, clear your energy, try to get on with your day, get on with your life. But this very clearly, even with this root chakra here, this person on your mind, this avoidant that you have, that you're kind of being reminded of good times, and it's someone you definitely want to rekindle something with, hoping for it. You want a new beginning with them. I just heard you want them to come home. I think you've been trying very hard to clear your space, even wanting to create space for this to come in. But your stability, the things that you need to feel safe, you might be feeling a bit like something doesn't feel right, which is causing you to feel like there might be something in your energy field that is messing with your energy to make you feel kind of unstable and not safe. But this, for the most part, I think that you have created quite a stable life for yourself, but for whatever reason, you cannot seem to get rid of this avoidant person from your mind. And even currently, there are so many memories resurfacing for you that are making you so nostalgic and just really bringing on that yearning for a new beginning with them. And it could also be that you're thinking of the fact that you want to build a home with this person, as in you want the whole get married, have children, and really spend your lives together, go on adventures, things like that. All these, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards on the top row. That's a lot. But the first 6 cards are basically, aside from avoidant and denial, every other card is basically just really nostalgic over this person. how you see them as your home, how you want to have a home with them, how you want to stabilize this connection. You want to remove the negativity from the past and really have a fresh start, a new beginning. You as well see this person as really being able to see you, as in see the real you, and perhaps even feeling like you see the real them. But for whatever reason, there's this combination of feeling like your person is an avoidant and avoiding this connection, with you wondering whether it's them that's in denial about the connection or is it you that's in denial about the connection. All right, cleanse and clear. Acceptance. So I think as well, even though you're having this yearning and these memories are stirring up for you, you're working very hard at trying to be accepting of things as they are. So if the reality is, transformation under root chakra, so you have worked very hard on creating a safe, stable home for yourself, and you're really making that your priority, that you want to have that stability and working on those issues that caused you dismay in the past. And the root chakra is your core wounding from when you were born, basically. The things that create your shadow self because you developed whatever you have to develop in that time as a child to feel safe and stable if your home life was not feeling safe or stable. So it's very important for you to feel like the home you've made for yourself has that safety, has that stability. You've been transforming that part of your life, but you're accepting things as they are right now. You might have really struggled in the past to, because you miss this person or love them so much, struggle with the fact that they weren't in your life currently. But at the moment, you've really worked hard on creating this stable home for yourself, that you're accepting things as they are right now. And again, trying to clear energy to see if making space energetically can bring this person back in. Blast from the past. Freedom. So you're actually, I'm seeing this as quite positive in the sense that this yearning for this person, this being bombarded by memories and missing them and feeling nostalgic, it's like you're breaking free from the old emotions that used to maybe make you drown. So when memories of this person would come up and you would feel so upset about it and you just miss them so bad and you'd be so kind of impatient wanting them to come back, you've now broken free from that. Even when the memories come up for you and you're feeling nostalgic and you're missing them and really wanting them to come back, it's not drowning you anymore. You're able to, it's like you can feel yourself that you have broken free from that spiraling that happens when the good memories come pouring in for you. Avoidant. Okay, divine masculine. So you see this avoidant as your divine masculine, and I think in your mind, and in your heart, you're hoping that this person will step into that divine masculine energy, show up as the better version of themselves that will actually take action towards you, be assertive and driven, someone that will lock in and really make the effort to make things work with you. So we will tap into this person to see where they're at. Fertility. Attachments. Okay, so codependency, avoidant, and anxiety. So you could also be, if there was a pregnancy attached to this person, but just being attached to the outcome here, constantly wondering when they're coming back to have this new beginning, and the anxiety that it causes you, because in this 3D you're not seeing any movement, so your anxiety around it is something that you're trying to break free from at the moment. And then also wondering, is this anxiety over this person just my codependency? Do I need to do a little bit more work to heal those parts of me that are so desperate for this person? And this attachments is also an avoidant card. So it could even be as well that you're this need to know the outcome almost makes you try to push it away because it causes you so much anxiety. But even with this blast from the past with freedom, you could have even of recent had them pop up in some kind of way where it wasn't much. It was kind of like a breadcrumb, whether they commented on a post of yours, or they're just watching your stories, or you just got a message that said hey and nothing else. Those kinds of things. The old you, the anxiety that would have brought up in you, and the overwhelm, you've broken free from that. You might even be noticing that you're handling things different to how you would have in the past when this person would pop up. You're almost noticing in yourself a new beginning, that you're changing your outlook on this. And also, if having a family with this person is something that you're desiring, your attachment to how this will play out, and maybe a timing issue, especially if it's kids, and say you're a female and you're wanting children and you're worrying about the time here because of, fertility reasons, that attachment could be making you more anxious than is necessary as well. But under home, you've got rise up, death and rebirth, strength. It's like you've reached this point in the journey where you realize now that things had to burn away for you to rise up on your own, to build that stable home, to build that security for yourself, so that when someone comes in, that they can't ever take that from you again, especially if this caused you a lot of instability in the past, if it took away your safety, especially if you're seeing this divine masculine as an avoidant. If they are someone that ran from the connection after making a lot of declarations of love, that feeling of trusting your own ability to judge someone's character, those sorts of things, you're really you've stabilized who you are to your core. And the only way that would have happened is for the old you to burn away. Denial. Change. So you're transforming. That's 2 cards of transformation. You could be seeing 555 a lot, but it's like you're in preparation mode right now, almost as if you can see that something's changing in you, and you don't know if that means that something new is coming in, whether it's this person or not, but just a change in your life is coming up. And when I just saw that heart chakra card, as well, if you had a lot of anger and resentment towards this person about the past, you've come into a period of acceptance now, which is a big part of this rise up. You've been transforming and clearing out all that energy, getting past the pain of what happened and the anger and bitterness of it. And that transformation is taking you out of denial, realizing that whether it's this person or it's meant to be someone else, I will have my happily ever after. But I really do feel like you believe to your core that this person is your divine masculine. And to see change under denial, it could be one of 2 things. You're either changing you're having a change of mind, and you're not believing anymore that this might be your masculine, and that you were in denial for so long believing they were, with changing of the doubt you felt about this being your divine masculine. Actually, I believe that they're my person, and that this will come in whenever it's supposed to come in, and that is almost preparing you for what's to come. And I'm seeing that card open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. So you're actually in quite a good place. Yes, there's a little bit of anxiety around this person because you've got nostalgia coming up, but you're actually noticing how much you're breaking free from it, and you're also accepting your life as it is right now. You're looking around and going, okay, I've got a stable, safe situation that I'm in. I created that for myself. Regardless of what I'm feeling, I know I'm safe, I'm secure, and I am okay. All right, I just want to get a timing card to see when it was that you last heard from this person. This person you believe is your divine masculine. Okay, so you heard it in the morning, and it's worth waiting for. And this is your angel's perspective. This is the universe saying, I know I asked, when was the last time you heard from them? You've got the morning, very vague. But it's worth waiting for tells me that they're saying that the change and transformation you're going through, if this really is your divine masculine, you will be pulling them up energetically as well. Because you've been healing, they will have been healing too. So it's worth waiting for. It's almost like this is to say, trust that feeling you have that this is your person and that they will come back. It is worth waiting for. So yes, your patience is being tested, but that is a big part of the journey. And if they're saying it's worth waiting for, then they have something good in store for you when it comes to this person. Okay, in a few weeks. Today. So it could be today as in you're hearing this message, or you might hear from them today, but I'm thinking it's more this in a few weeks. And I said yesterday's reading, when I did an overall reading for September, I'm really feeling this energy of September being a big month for a big energy shift in masculines, where they're actually coming out of the shadows and will make some form of communication towards their feminines. So I think in the next few weeks, there will be some form of communication from this masculine towards you. Oh, and you've got November on the bottom. So November is important for this reconnection as well. Okay. So what's around you right now? Health issues could arise, so you might really be working on your mental health, or you could have recently had some kind of injury or accident where you've been really having to refocus, or it could even just be that you're really trying to focus on routine and making healthy choices in the way what you feed your body, even skincare, hair care, just any kind of products you're putting on your body. I'm hearing that very strongly. And you've also got commitment. Things are getting serious, but I believe that's the energy of this communication coming in soon. What is the energy around this main collective, please? Move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. I think that's because you're because that was your last row, that denial. I think you go in and out of believing whether this is real or not, and wondering if you're wasting your time. Because I don't believe that they would tell you to move on because this person is unavailable and it's a waste of time after saying to you it's worth waiting for. Cycles. So that immediately is telling me that it's been quite some time since you've had any kind of contact with this person. And that could also be tied into the fact that you have been really making an effort to work on your mental health, because you found that every time a special date would come up and you didn't hear from them, or a certain period of time. And the more and more time passed, the more and more you get worried, because you're thinking, it's been so long since I've heard from them. They must be over it. They must have moved on. This is what's worrying you right now. You're worried that you're wasting your time on this because you're worried this person's moved on, because so much has happened here. But this is also fate and karma. Something ending, something beginning. So that's like that rise up card, death and rebirth. Something had to end for something to begin. It had to end so that you had that time to really work on yourself and your health, because maybe health was something that really declined when you were in the connection before. Mentally, physically, a lot of things. Commitment. And you're back at a place now where you've got your health to a good place. Commitment. No, now is not the right time. And that's fine, because like I said in the reading yesterday, I don't see September as like this big reunion, as in you're back together, but it's a big month for actual communication, I think. And that's perhaps as well, because remember, you got November on the bottom, but that's only a couple more months. It's the 1st of September today, so it's 2 more months, and then something in November is significant for this connection. So now's not the right time. Yes, commitment, the energy of commitment is around you, because I think communication is incoming, but it's not the time to actually reunite. It could be a test or some kind of, if this person is to reach out, how are you going to handle it this time? Move on. Date night, get ready to be wined and dined. So where you're feeling like, am I wasting my time on this because it's been so long since I've had any communication with this person, or at least any decent communication. Because if they have popped up in some way, shape or form in the last few months, whether it's they've watched your stories or commented on a post or something like that, but there was no real effort as far as communicating, you have felt like perhaps this person has moved on and they're over me. But they're saying, get ready to be wined and dined. Again, now is not the time, but they will be back. See, they'll be back on the bottom. Expect to hear from them soon. So, and this is what's in your energy, remember. So the energy of this person wanting to come in and make some form of commitment, it's not the right time to actually just jump straight in and make that commitment, but the energy is there that they want to come forward and express their love for you, and to perhaps want to take you out on some dates. And maybe that's something that now is not the time to actually cement anything serious, but more that this person needs to come in knowing that they need to put in a lot of effort here to prove something to you. So that could be why it takes a couple of months to really cement any type of real commitment here. But yeah, they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. I do think September's a big month for that. All right, so let's see what's coming then. For some reason, I'm feeling like getting this first instead. And this will be dates as well, important dates that tie you to this reading. Communication, first out, 5 could be important. So the 5th, and you did got transformation twice in that first part. So I think there is a big transformation happening here. There is a big shift in energy where communication is coming in, but you could be seeing 555 a lot. And also the 5th of any month could be significant, or May could be significant, the 5th month. Neither of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to be ourselves? Number 8, so maybe the 5th of August. I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Nothing in my life is making sense. So it could be as well that these memories are resurfacing for you because this person is nostalgic too. A bit of mirroring going on here. I'll get those cards for this person as well. But there could be a situation where when you're feeling that anxiety coming up, or it's almost like a repeat of feelings you thought you'd cleared already. You'd already been through that, and that's starting to stir up in you again. And it could be because you're picking up their energy because now they're going through that anxiety. And they're probably as well wondering if you've moved on because so much time has passed. Okay, 1. I'm triggered. An old pattern has surfaced and it hurts. So something has come up for this person that is really putting them into that dark night of the soul, wondering if you've moved on, wondering if they've lost this forever. They're really going over their patterns, their behaviors, the people around them. Something has happened in their life currently that's really making them go over everything that they've done and been through and what they've allowed. Okay, so 9, so the 5th of September could be important, or the 9th of May, but karmic ties. We have a past life connection. Memories are surfacing either consciously or subconsciously, so that's something that they're working through as well. They might not in their mind go, we've had past lives together, and I remember when we were royalty in a past life and you did this. They're not remembering it like that. It's something that's subconscious, but it's bringing up feelings that they need to work through. Patterns. And as well, it's funny because straight away, see how that's like an old-fashioned photo? It's like the Gilded Age. It's like you guys in a past life were like a wealthy couple in the Gilded Age, and perhaps you were married to other people, but you loved each other and you couldn't be together because back then that was very taboo. Something like that. That could be significant. If you've ever had any dreams where you're in that era and you want to be with your person but you can't be for whatever reason, you're married to other people and divorce is very no, and it's just this desperate love that you have for one another, but for whatever reason in that time period you could not be together. If those are types of dreams you're having, I'm hearing it for a reason, so it could be a detail for you to tie you to this reading. But if you're having dreams of that yourself, or they might be having dreams like that themselves, it could be clearing past life trauma. Number 8. Okay, so the 8th of February or the 2nd of August. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. We are becoming one again. So that just to me expresses that this person is very close to making some kind of move. I'm assessing past life wisdom. It's helping me understand things with a new perspective. Okay, 11. Union, another union card. We are one. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. So I think, and we've got codependency here again on the bottom. So I think that's perhaps the biggest issue here, was being two in each other's pockets, and maybe jealousy was a problem as well in the past. But this person really is working on realizing the depth of this connection. I think they've already had that realization, but right now they're wondering if too much time has passed, and they're worrying about whether it's right to even come in because you will have moved on. But in their core, to a deep level, they understand that you were their person and that this is a spiritual thing. But whatever's triggered them recently, whatever they're going through currently, it's really bringing up some wounding for them, which is potentially why you are having these certain feelings coming up that you thought you'd already got over, because you're, again, feeling their energy and what they're going through. But yeah, I'm struggling with codependency. I'm afraid to let go of my old coping mechanisms. So there could be something as well that they're triggered by, because there's something that they usually use to soothe themselves that is a way to distract themselves, and that's not working anymore. So they're really being forced to sit in the emotion of it because they can't, their old ways of coping aren't working anymore. All right, let's see what's coming next for this collective. What's on its way? What is on its way for this collective, please? And then we'll get into them. Oh, I just spilled my coffee everywhere. Hang on, let me clean this up. Okay. Okay. So we've got keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand, followed by not enough, frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. The Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. The ending, because these are all not great. But then you've got love calls, someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So if this what is to come, I am thinking that I'm feeling very strongly that these are the things that have kept this person away so long. They might have gone through a phase, as hard as this is to hear, that the grass is greener on the other side, finding out it's not. Kind of treating you like you were an option, that they had lots of other options out there, but that also any kind of one night stands or people that they kind of hooked up with after you, any situationships, or even people they tried to have relationships with after you to replace you, just weren't hitting the mark. They were always, even if in the beginning it might have seemed easier than what they had with you, the same problems will always reoccur. But the difference is that these people were not you. They weren't someone that your person could find the same energy, the same level of care and understanding and acceptance of them. And also coming to realize that their frustration only comes from within themselves. Them not feeling enough caused them to treat you a certain way, which brought out their fear issues, their ego issues, their rejection issues, kind of like I have to hurt you before you hurt me type mentality. And because of that lack of confidence, they self-sabotaged and really believed that when they ended this was done. They were walking away for good. There was no second chance, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, no second chances, that they needed to grow and transform their lives, and they could only do that without you in it. But through all this, the love has never gone away. If anything, it's intensified, which would bring, of course, that fear that they very much have about, have you moved on? Do you even care about them anymore? But ultimately, they're going to take this leap of faith with this love call here, want to express their love for you, and that they've been thinking of you, and they've been wanting to speak to you for a long time. All right, let's confirm these keys on a ring. And they could even want to talk to you about the fact that they kept trying to replace you, but they couldn't. That by trying to replace you, they realized what they had lost. Yeah, boat, receiving what you need, progression arriving, moving on, closure issues. So you might actually even find that if they tell you this stuff, it kind of it gives you that feeling of like letting them go, because you just, it could be a mixture of disgust, just feeling like the idea of you being with other people, and then you had to be with other people to realize what I was worth, and that just makes you detach from them completely. That could be what you need to detach from them, but it also might be what you need to move on from the past, let go of what happened here. It's what you need to hear to what you need to hear to know that this person is coming back with the right intentions. Not enough. And as well, I'm seeing this not enough as you feeling like this person made you feel like an option, and they really bruised your self-confidence because you felt like, why isn't my love enough? Why aren't I enough? And you had to work very hard to get that feeling, knowing your value back. All right, got 2 for that. Okay, so then watching, looking and stalking, that's what the energy they're in currently. I think they're insecure, especially if they're watching you and you're looking good and looking okay, looking happy, looking motivated, you're doing something you love doing. It's like they look at you and they have so much passion towards you. They're so attracted. There's no lack of chemistry here, but they're still focusing out. They're so focused on what might be going on in your life and how they're missing out. It's like I'm seeing someone that's like, they just want to be in your life and be part of what you're doing. They just miss being with you every day and having that fun together and feeling that equal chemistry. So yes, they have all this passion for you, but they don't know if it's reciprocated because they're just watching you from the sidelines, and it's really forcing them to work on their self-worth issues, because at the moment, especially if there's still a little bit of jealousy, if you're someone that garners a lot of attention naturally, it's not like you ask for it, but it's just who you are. They could still feel like you potentially have a lot of options, or that maybe you're dating and it's stirring up that jealousy in them. So that's still causing them to hide in the shadows with this watching, looking, stalking card. And we had that yesterday too, someone who's not ready to come forward because they're still in that runner energy where they're looking from the shadows. But that's why I said I feel like September, there's a big change, a big shift about to happen. And we are in eclipse season. Grim Reaper. Abundance. So they're having, instead of having that lack mentality where this is over and there's no second chances, I just have to move on with my life and try and get over you, they're trying to keep a positive mindset here, and they're trying to manifest a new beginning with you here. I think that they're trying to find gratitude in their life currently, even if, because there's something triggering them at the moment. So something's happened in their life that's really stirring up their emotions, and they're trying to keep a positive mindset. They might have even, I'm hearing this very clearly, someone might have told them something about you that's not true, and they're trying very hard to take it with a grain of salt basically and stay positive, especially because their intention is to reach out here. I've just heard that very clearly. Someone's almost like feeding them information that's like a twisted version of the truth, especially if you've got someone else that's watching you that's connected to this person. Stabbed in the back, there you go. Self-indulgence. So that under love call tells me that they realized that they were very selfish in this connection and that they caused you a lot of heartbreak, and through doing that they've actually caused themselves a lot of pain, because through breaking your heart they broke their own. But the fact that this stabbed in the back, it's a very painful breakup. It's very like cutthroat, cold, there's deception involved. It feels like an attack on you. It could also be the fact that they spoke ill of you to justify their behavior and then allowed others to speak ill of you, or made themselves out to be the hero in the situation and you the bad guy. And that's really twisting the knife even more, because not only did they break your heart, but then they immediately jumped into keeping themselves busy and distracted and having fun and hooking up and just being messy and saying bad things about you so they looked good, even though it didn't really reflect the truth. So breaking your heart even more, feeling very betrayed here. But through that, they had to learn some very tough lessons here, caused them to have to do some real shadow work on themselves and heal those things that, frankly, immature. And as well, with this moving on closure issues, it could be the thing that it's like you might know a few things here and there, but you've never really heard the whole story, especially if there's been a long time of no contact with this person. So if they are to reveal the lengths they went to after you to not just get over you, but how they spoke of you and trivialized your connection, and let people speak badly of you as well, that might be the thing that makes you just go, I don't actually want this back. And that's a big fear of theirs too. But addictions can cause people's behavior to completely change. So the version of them that you fell in love with, it's not that was all a lie. It's not, I'm not seeing this person being a narcissist, but I'm seeing the ways, things that they clung to, their coping mechanisms, whether it's gambling, drinking, substances, I don't know, certain websites to distract themselves. Those things can really cloud your judgment, and it would cloud your judgment if those things were issues during the connection. It also would have affected their behavior towards you. It's almost like it brings out the worst version of a person instead of the best. And those are things that this person is very aware of now. I think they lacked self-awareness in the past because they just didn't want to do the work on themselves. But in this time apart, they've had to learn. They've had to be faced with their shadow and do the work. And this is another card of codependence. So really not allowing each other to be freely yourselves in the relationship because you were so scared of losing one another. So there was kind of a bit of clipping each other's wings here. But I think this person's jealousy and fear issues were a big thing here, because their self-worth was affected by any kind of attention you would get, and maybe vice versa. Maybe you got bothered by some of the attention they would get, or you almost felt like they would do it out of spite because you were getting attention. They would then seek attention from others, and that would make you feel insecure, but you weren't doing it out of spite. You were just getting attention, and so then they would try and go get attention to almost compete. But I think these are all issues because that's what's coming. I think that's everything that they want to discuss in this call. It's not just about expressing love and letting you know they're thinking of you and that they love you, and they just want to talk to you about these things so you can have a new beginning. It's that they know that they have to discuss these things, because if they come in deceitful or come in kind of telling half-truths, this will implode again, and you will lose each other all over again. So it has to be like clearing all the mud first to make way for a new beginning. All right, so let's get how they're feeling about you and the connection. Let's get into this person, then I'll get tarot because I want to break down what's actually going on for them right now. What is this person's feelings for the collective, please? They are watching you. Well, we know that because it's come out in like 2 different decks. This is the 3rd deck it's come out in. 2 more. Alright. celebration on the bottom. So they're seeing you as very happy right now. Okay, so they could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But it's interesting because you've got a lot of similar cards. So the way they're viewing you as being very free. You've got freedom, you've got sacral chakra, you've got fire, you've got watching, fate, and let it go. So they're looking at you as quite, like you look like you're really in your power. And because in this card as well, look how she's just, it's like her arms are outstretched and she's just in the fields, free and alive. You look like you're really alive and in your strength and just enjoying yourself, and you're just free. You look calm, you look peaceful, you look like you're solid where you are, and you're living life the way you want to live life, very free, very open. And whenever I see this sacral chakra, because it's showing the womb and it's got babies in there, I think that there is something around children with this collective, whether you shared a pregnancy with this person, whether you already have a child or they already have a child, that there is something very strong about feeling this sense of home with you, and wanting to build a home with you and have children. And just seeing you as well as someone that's just very sensual, very... I'm hearing grounded and just naturally beautiful. I'm hearing that very clearly. They just look at you and just, you have this natural beauty and this essence about you that's just so warm and inviting and feels like home, which is interesting because in your part, you got so many cards about feeling like this person's your home and wanting this person to come home. So if they're seeing you as home and they want to come home, it's interesting how you're very similar in your mind about how you want this person to come home and they want to come home because you're their home. Saying home a lot. But it must be significant. But again, like I said, they could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be, but they look at you as quite a strong, fierce, passionate person. You're unabashedly yourself, and you seem like someone who has, yes, you're very warm and nurturing, but you have a fire to you. You're a little bit sassy, but they're also their passion towards you, the amount of chemistry they feel towards you. With this watching card, they could think that you're perhaps watching in on them, maybe because they're feeling a certain way about you. They're wondering if they're picking up your energy, that you're spying on them. But I'm actually seeing this as them watching you. Because for them to feel this way about you, this is their current feelings and their perception. So they can see something. You must have public platforms of some kind that they have access to, and they can see it. And it came out in that other deck that they are watching you, they are focusing out, and they're wondering what is going on in your life. But when I get that card, it's not that they're lurking from their own account. They're using they're finding a way to watch without you noticing. But then again, I did say they might have popped up recently showing themselves in some capacity, and that might have shocked you, but nothing came from it. You might have seen them in your views and then that was it. But they see you as fate. They see that their destiny is with you, and that this has always been written in the stars, that there was always a blueprint of their life and of your life, and part of that blueprint is you two always being together, and that this was everything that has happened up till now was part of the journey. And they're seeing you as having let go of the situation, letting go of the past. And their thoughts of you as well are very, especially, it's funny how freedom and let go are both at the beginning and the end. It's like you're looking very much like you're not burdened by the past anymore. For you to look free and at peace, you seem like you have let things go and that you're okay. And again, that's not to not address the past. It can't be ignored. And I say this a lot too, time passing is not an apology. It's not like, oh, enough time's passed now, I don't have to bring up what I did to them. Incorrect. You do, and it does need to be dealt with. But I think this person doesn't so much have fear about how you're going to react to them. As in, I don't think if they were to call or message that they're going to get a nasty reply from you, because you seem like you're quite centered and that you have moved past the bitterness of it, the resentment of it. But they could also think that you've let them go. They might be perceiving you as having let them go, that you're not even concerned about them anymore. And that you're just celebrating life and they're not even in your mind at all. All right, freedom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Matrix. So they're looking at you like you're... Unless they could be thinking that you're faking this freedom that you appear to be having, but I'm seeing it more as in you've broken free from social norms being tied to what is expected. Like you found your freedom in that you don't care what people think and that you're not bound by what society says your life should look like. I'm almost seeing them admiring you because perhaps they've always cared too much what people think, even if they've always come across as like moving to the beat of their own drum and having unusual opinions. They still always ended up being quite impressionable and caring what other people think of them. And if they're perceiving you as someone that isn't tied to the matrix, doesn't care what people think, they have that admiration for you. They look at you like, that's more of how I want to be. But under sacral chakra, you've got trauma. So you have trauma around the womb. So there could have been a miscarriage or termination with this person, especially because I said you might have shared a pregnancy. So if there was some kind of termination, you might have gone through a significant period of a lot of pain and instability and mental health, again, because you got health issues in your part that you had to heal from. And that would also explain the womb, because if you went through a period of isolation and you were carrying a lot of heaviness and overwhelm and anxiety over the loss of a pregnancy in whatever capacity that happened, whether it was a miscarriage or termination, they're seeing you as having really healed that part of your life that caused you a lot of pain, but as well working on the trauma that has just happened in your life up to them, like your childhood trauma around mother wounds and feeling at home. If you grew up in a situation where you didn't feel safe in your home, that you have really made a safe, secure, stable home for yourself. And through doing that, you've healed a part of your childhood that you felt unsafe and unstable. But there's a reason I'm hearing this about really healing some kind of trauma around a pregnancy. Fire. You are getting a lot of the same cards, so you got attachments too. So your anxiety, I think, was a big part of this connection. And it could have even been that they were perceiving you as someone that, because you had so much anxiety and you would get easily overwhelmed, that you would sometimes run from this connection, especially if you grew up in a house that you felt unsafe and unstable from. Anytime there was conflict in the connection and you felt like you didn't know what to do, you had a tendency to want to pack up and leave, because you too had avoided tendencies, not just this person. I think you might have gone back and forth between who was the runner and who was the chaser. It was like you weren't always the runner and they weren't always the chaser, and vice versa. A lot of times you were the chaser and they were the runner, and then the roles would flip. It would just depend on what the circumstances were. It was like there were points where you wanted to stay and fight and they were trying to run, and then times where you would try to run and they wanted to fight for this. It was like constantly back and forth. And they go, because I'm looking at that as you both kind of had the same tendencies, but it would flip back and forth between who was the avoidant and who was the insecurely, the codependent. The roles would constantly flip back and forth. For that to come under fire, I think you both, again, they could also be a fire sign, but seeing that you two had that, because the love was so strong and the chemistry was so intense, it was like it brought up that anxiety in you, it brought up that anxiety in them, brought up the overwhelm for you. And that's something that they're looking at you as having. There's something about you that's changed where they feel like you've got a handle now on those parts of yourself that get very anxious. And it's quite interesting. I think this person's very tapped in. It's not just about that they're lurking from fake accounts, but actually energetically wise, they're picking you up quite well. Because if you were someone in the past that was very anxious and overwhelmed, and they could always see that in you, you might have been quite a timid, fearful person, and now you're coming across as very self-assured and confident. They feel that you've actually healed a lot of that anxiety, a lot of that overwhelm that you used to carry in the connection in the past. They've seen a lot of change in you for how they're perceiving you right now. Watching, they're all falling to the ground. Okay, so this is good because under watching you've got healing. So I think they're actually working on that side of them that feels like they have to watch from the shadows, fake accounts or whatever, because they know that at some... This is why I'm feeling like this big energy change is coming, and that communication is going to be a big thing for September, because they're healing that part of them that is hiding. And that's good, because that's under watching, which means that they feel as though they're actually breaking free from that need to watch and stalk and lurk. And that could be coming from the fact they've been doing work on this, on themselves, doing that shadow work. And also watching you and how you've healed is inspiring them to heal this need to lurk, knowing that they need to work on their strength. Fate. Yeah, reunion. So they, again, it's written in the stars. It's in your life's blueprint, this lifetime, to have reunion and be together. It's written in the stars, and they know this. They look at you and they see you as that you two are fated to be together. Earth. So you could be an earth sign, but they want to ground this. They've seen you go through an awakening, that you have really leaned into your spirituality, and that you've gone through a lot of enlightenment, and that you have been really working on the core blocks that you have in yourself, like a Kundalini awakening, working through those chakras. They really see this overall energy is showing me how much they've seen you change and transform. But letting it go, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you could be, but look at all that green. They really are opening up their heart to come towards you. But they could feel as well, they're seeing you as very grounded, very secure in yourself now. But they also want to ground this situation. They want to come out of the shadows and actually ground this in reality, instead of it just being thoughts of wanting to be back together, actually making a reality. So that's nice. All right, let's break down what's going on for them right now. What is going on for this person connected to the main collective? What is going on for them, please? So their anxiety definitely is playing a part right now. Eight of Swords, so they're feeling a bit trapped at the moment. Two of Wands, but they're future planning. Ten of Wands. So they're very burdened right now, and that's making them feel overwhelmed. A bit of victim mentality happening right now because they're feeling powerless to make anything change, but they're not powerless. They can change things whenever they want, but they're making them, whatever they're feeling trapped by and restricted at the moment, that's what's triggering them. This is about making a decision, but I feel like they've made a decision. They know they want to be with you and they know they want to come forward, but they're burdened right now by whatever their self-imposed restrictions are. They're stressed and anxious about where they're at in life and how to break free from it to come towards you. Again, a lot of fire here, so they could be a fire sign. There's a lot of stress and burden here causing them. They're very stressed out and they're feeling very helpless about their circumstances and how to create a plan to come towards you. Queen of Cups. So this could be a mother figure in their life that they're feeling restricted by. But I feel more like they're burdened by you. And I don't say that to be negative. It's almost like they're overburdening themselves with the stress and anxiety of how to actually come towards you when they see you as so compassionate and warm. That you're very intuitive. And they know that you're a healer of some kind and how supportive you were to them always. They're missing that empathy and that loving, giving side that you gave them. And funnily enough, it's like they're stressed out about how I just heard they might have mocked your sensitivity in the past. But that is one of your strengths. And it could even be one of their strengths. Their sensitivity is one of their strengths, but they have a tendency to put on this tough exterior and repress their emotions, even though their sensitivity is one of their biggest strengths. But their emotions are overwhelming them at the moment. And that's why it's like they're stuck in planning mode and they're constantly waiting for something to change instead of realizing they can change their circumstances at any time. Eight of Swords. It's like they're burdened by the thought of you and their feelings are so strong, but they don't know how to make things different. Yeah, Seven of Swords under Eight of Swords. So they're hiding still because this is currently what's going on for them. So whatever they're feeling restricted by, it's causing them to stay in the shadows. I'm not seeing it as them trying to lie and to try to trick you, but they're being deceptive in the way that they're hiding in the shadows when it comes to you. They're not revealing their true feelings and they're avoiding this right now. So it's almost like they're using these things that they're not actually trapped and restricted by to keep hiding. It's like they're using it as an excuse for why they can't come forward yet, but they're the ones, it's a self-imposed imprisonment here. It's almost like they're lying to themselves about the fact that they can come forward at any time. They're restricting themselves. They're not powerless. They're not the victim. They're not helpless. They can do this at any time they want, but at the moment they're using those things and the anxiety and overwhelm they're feeling from that to keep hiding with this Seven of Swords. Two of Wands. The Devil with the Five of Wands. So they're scared of conflict here. And as well, their coping mechanisms, the things that they use to distract themselves, they're not trapped by those things. I think they're telling themselves they're trapped by those things. But as well, their obsessive thought pattern when it comes to you and how it's weighing them down instead of actually just taking action here. Another card of codependency. They might be worried that the chemistry and passion they feel towards you and their obsessive thought pattern almost causes them to be afraid to reach out because they don't like how much they love you and how much chemistry is here. They're conflicted by their own ego, causing them to keep hiding. And they could also have an issue with people in their life that feel like they compete with them. I think as well that there's something in their life that they've been bound to for a long time that is causing tension in their life. Something they feel restricted by, whether it's family, friends, work. They could change their circumstances at any time, but for whatever reason, their overworking mind is making them think that they're trapped by the situation right now, and it's causing aggression in them because they're not seeing things clearly and seeing that they can change their circumstances whenever they want. It's causing anger in them. They're easily irritated by the people around them that are pushing their boundaries, making them feel restricted too. And as well, when I look at that card, how her lips are sewn up, it's like they feel like they can't speak to you. But only that's all in their mind. For that to confirm Two of Wands as well, that's what's keeping them in planning mode and constantly waiting instead of making an actual move, taking action. Ten of Wands. And that's causing their burden, their stress. Okay, but Ten of Wands is causing them, because they're feeling so burnt out by this, they're taking a break. They're really trying to do self-reflection and rest and be proactive about taking the time to really go within and look at why they have these burdens in their life and how to drop those wands. They don't need to carry all these wands on their back. They can just drop them and be free. And that could also be why they're looking at you as being so free, because you're able to live your life the way you want to, and you don't care what other people think. And they're burdened by their family, friends, work. You're not burdened by it. You live how you want to live, and they want to be that. They want to have that with you, and enjoy life with you. They just need to figure out that they are the architect of their own reality, and they can drop those wands at any time and come towards you and have that free life with you. Queen of Cups. So something in their life they really want to break free from the things that are burdening them in life. Six of Wands. They want to have success here. This person's very overwhelmed right now. Knight of Wands. I think they're really on the cusp of doing this. They want to come towards you, but it might be them coming in a rushing energy because they've waited so long, and then they suddenly feel this impulse to do it all of a sudden, which I'm feeling that a lot for September as well. But they might also be concerned about their coming across as immature, and especially if they're seeing you as a Queen of Cups. Although I keep hearing that Queen of Cups as being a mother. So if they're feeling really trapped and restricted by a mother in their life, it might be causing them to, again, they're quite irritable right now, and they want to rebel against this Queen of Cups. It's really bringing out that impulsive nature of them, of wanting, especially because I'm looking at that motorbike that's on there. It's like they want to run from this mother that they feel trapped by. They feel like it's so restricting. Like they can't move. They're so trapped by this situation. And they're lacking inspiration in their life. Like you're the only point of inspiration for them right now, and that's why they want to come towards you. Let's break down what their intentions are towards you, though, because you don't want them coming in, running away. Like, you know, if they've got fires going on in their life, you don't want them coming to you as if they're trying to run away from their problems, not because they're just coming to you because they want to build a life with you and be with you. What was that? Knight of Wands came out again. So they really are wanting to rush in here. What is this person's intentions towards the main collective, please? Love me. That's very self-centered. They want you to love them, but I want their intentions towards you. What do they want to offer you? You already know. I am terrified. Seek professional advice. We've got, I think we should see other people here, which doesn't really resonate with the rest of the reading. So let me confirm these. Your family won't like me, underlove me. So as well, if they're going over how much damage they caused here, they're bound to know that you would have opened up to some people about how you were treated. So their fear of you not letting them back in because you worry. But then again, they're seeing you as not being burdened by other people's opinions. So even if they're worried your family won't like them or don't like them, you're not someone that would stop yourself being with a person you love because of your family's opinions. That's their projection, because that's what they did to you. They let their opinions that their family had of you interfere here. So there's some projection going on here. I meant what I said under you already know, so I just dream and wish for everything under I think we should see other people. So it's almost like this person is still on the fence about whether the 3rd of July or the 7th of March. I am terrified. What is this person's intentions? Do you even care? They're scared. They're definitely afraid that you don't care anymore. Seek professional advice. I have so much desire for you. Let me just get one more for I think we should see other people, because this is just not... You are my everything. They are waiting for you. Well, we definitely know that they're sitting and waiting. It's just that they're trapped. I'm trying... Hang on. What is this person's intentions towards you? Let's get tarot, because this has thrown me a bit. It's because this is coming across to me, aside from the you are my everything, it's coming across very selfish, very self-centered. All right, so they're in alone time right now. They're in a self-imposed isolation. They're not out partying. I think they really are reflecting on their behaviour. What is this person's intentions towards the collective, please? Unless they're worried that you think you're seeing other people. Lack of commitment, laziness, procrastination, they're unmotivated, immaturity again, unrealistic goals. Boredom, apathy, meditation, contemplation, reevaluation, feeling unfulfilled, missed opportunities. They're, I think, still very much self-absorbed at the moment. I feel as though this, and that's why they're saying, no, it's not the right time. That's why you got November. Because at the moment, they're in the thick of this dark night of the soul where they're feeling very sorry for themselves and they're playing the victim. They're feeling trapped and restricted in their situation. So yes, I do think this person deeply loves you. They know that they want to be with you, that this is fated. But right now, they're still feeling a lot of... their intentions are very self-motivated still. What you can offer them instead of the damage that they've caused here, that they need to be the one to rebuild. They're the ones that need to put the effort in here. but they're lacking commitment right now towards this, because it's not lacking commitment in the sense as they're out there sticking their finger in too many pies. It's more that they're sitting in isolation and really doing self-reflection, but they're bored at the same time. It's making them apathetic. They're looking at you as a missed opportunity instead of actually being ready to take action towards you. They're feeling lonely, and they're going over the gossip that surrounded your connection. Their point of view towards you is quite immature. The irony that they're thinking about how your family won't like them, when in reality that's their family that didn't like you. Yeah, they're still delayed. The Hanged Man under the Three of Cups in reverse. They're at a standstill. They're stalling taking any action, but they're not there yet mentally. Their maturity isn't there yet to take any form of action. If they were to come forward right now, you would be so disheartened by their lack of direction. And as well, them being in that watching, spying energy is the only way they feel they have any control over this right now. So even though they're impatient to come towards you, they're lacking the maturity on how they actually should handle this. Their indecision, their resistance to making the changes that need to be made to come towards you, and fear of sacrifice. What are they sacrificing though? If they're so unhappy in their life and they feel restricted by their surroundings, what are you really sacrificing? Chariot, but under the Page of Pentacles, you've got the Chariot, so there could be distance here. Maybe that's what they're going over, the sacrifice of having to make a move towards you. But this is about movement, progress, and action. Taking control of the situation and really actually, how I said you'll feel disheartened by their lack of direction, actually having true direction towards you, because this is upright. This is departure. Maybe they have to fly to come to you. Maybe this isn't distance in the sense of it's just a hour-long drive. This is something where there's real physical distance here. But they're going to have to tap into their courage here to have victory with you, with this Chariot. There's more negative here than positive. They want to be this Chariot towards you, be direct and have a plan to come towards you, but they're lacking that right now heavily. And that's why now you got no, now is not the right time. Four of Cups. They're too busy looking at all the mistakes they've made and feeling sorry for themselves without to notice that there is an opportunity that they could take here. But you wouldn't want them coming in this apathetic energy anyway. Because again, you'd feel like they're running away from their problems. But Six of Cups under Four of Cups, wanting to return to you. Again, feeling overwhelmed by the happy memories. Reminiscing over the joy that you two shared together. They're very nostalgic about you and they want to offer something. And this is another card about children too. They want to bring light back into this situation, but there's too much on their mind right now. Yeah, they're restless and scattered. Their mind's not in the right place right now, so their intention towards you, I don't think that they purposely have ill intention towards you, but they're not there mentally yet. They're still too frustrated and conflicted, and it's causing them so much stress, and it's causing a delay with this Knight of Wands in reverse. If they were to come in now, it's not the right energy. They're too scattered. They're too in their own head right now. Again, I'll say I don't think that there's a lack of love here or a lack of desire for you or to make this work. It's that they're still too in their head. They're still in that waiting energy. I don't think it's time yet. There still needs to be more work done on their end. So let's just get some messages from them, and then we'll get a divine door to close this out. Messages from this person to the collective, please. What would they want to say to this collective? This was a hard lesson I needed to learn. I was out of control. So the ways that they were acting, their behavior during and after you. You were so smart, you have me figured out. So you probably called them on a lot of their bad behavior too, but they weren't ready to change it. I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all, but they're not ready yet. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm seeing the synchronicities. It's driving me insane, but they're so in their head at the moment. Addictions clouded my judgment. That too, but addictions clouded my vision. I'm trying to get my life together. So addictions really did cloud their behavior. It brought out the worst in them, and it went against the person that they saw themselves as. So if they saw that they had really upstanding character and were very loyal and loving, these addictions caused them to be the complete opposite. But they're trying to get their life together at the moment, but they're so overwhelmed by these self-imposed restrictions. And if that Queen of Cups is a mother and they're feeling trapped by this mother, again, you need to learn that I'm seeing the Wizard of Oz again. She had the power the whole time to go home. She just needed to believe in herself. Alright. You were different from the rest. They didn't mean anything to me. I only want you. So the people they used to distract themselves after you, the hookups, the one-night stands, the situationships. But there's something to do with their career. So maybe they even work for their family or work for a friend where they prioritize these people over you. But it says, I'm sorry, I put my career before you. I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm willing to put in the time and effort now because I don't want to lose you. They're not ready to put the time and effort in yet. Let's just get one more for that. They're still in a bit of a pity party right now. But again, like I said, I feel like September, there's a big energy shift. Twin flames. They see you as their twin flame. So they know about this journey. And you did get for your part that you see them as your divine masculine. So they believe in twin flames too. I said yesterday how this person might have stumbled upon Tarot Talk and they might be seeing readings a lot in their FYP, and some of these readings talk about twin flames, and it's taken them down the rabbit hole of researching twin flames, and they believe you to also be their divine counterpart. I'm at a crossroads. Should I fight for this or move on? Relationships are a lot of work. Being single is easier. So I don't think that they've found new love or they're out there, dating. I think that they're just in their head too much about where you might stand because they're lurking from the shadows. They're not understanding that they're not going to get the answers from watching you. But they have to get over that hurdle, and whatever hurdle is, it's making them feel restricted in life. Again, this twin flames to me just confirms that this person really does see you as fate, as their destiny, as the person that they're meant to be with. You are their person. They're just very stuck in their head right now. Very stuck in their head. Okay. Closing messages, please, angels. Destiny, see? If this is destined, it's just not ready yet. One door closes, another opens for you to let the plans of destiny unravel true. So the truth of this situation is you just need to allow things to play out the way they need to play out, because it's a lot of these collectives I'm reading at the moment. It's not, and even in personals, the masculines aren't ready yet for whatever reason, whether it's addictions, they're feeling trapped by their situation, or it's just mental overwhelm. But there is a shift happening this month that will pull them out of that energy. So just give it time. This person is not ready yet. It's not the right time. And you don't want this person pulling you off of your path and bringing fires to your situation when you've worked so hard at creating a safe, stable situation for yourself. They need to come in when they actually have something true to offer you and not just running away from their problems, and using you as a safe place to land. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel like, because that's going to make you feel like you're still just an option that they can take off whenever they want, and you don't want that. So give it more time, and hopefully you still just keep focusing on the things that are giving you happiness right now. This isn't a reading to say that you're not allowed to think of them or just get over it already or just let go, but how you are right now, your energy currently is quite good. It's very stable, and you're really focused on maintaining that stability. So just keep being in that energy. And when emotions do rise for you, keep realizing how far you've come, and that continually finding things to soothe those emotions when they come up is not just helping you, but it's helping them too. So that's today's reading, and enjoy the rest of your day. Beginning of the month, fresh start, new beginnings.